sharp goodbyes. The insults flew but missed their mark, left me standing in the dark. An easy target they can claim, just 'cause I refuse to play their game. Too honest for my own damn good, I stood my ground just like I should. I got a strong this past long year, through every laugh and every tear. They knocked me down, but here I rise, like a phoenix blazing through the skies, like a phoenix blazing through the skies. Now you're stuck with me, it's clear to see. New friends lift me endlessly. The change in me is plain and true. I'm strong and wild and free like you. I got it strong this past long year, through every laugh and every tear. They knocked me down, but here I rise, like a phoenix blazing through the skies, like a phoenix blazing through the
Hello there. How's everybody? Let me see who's here. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Hello, Kat. Hello, Fanny. Lady Fanny. Hello, Debs. Hi, Zephyr. Hello, Aussie Queen. Hello, Yusha. Thanks for coming. Oh, hello, Flower Garden. How are all of you doing? I know Fiona's going live in about 30 and it's her birthday, so I thought maybe I'd try to get through this in a half hour instead of stretching anything out, trying to make it an hour so we can go over and see her live. So the first thing I actually wanted to say to her is happy birthday, Fiona. She won't see this because I'm sure she's getting ready for hers, but I just wanted to wish her the best, and I hope it's a wonderful day for her. I know she had like a picnic lunch or picnic tea out on her beautiful, with her car and her beautiful weather there. Everyone can hear me, right? Just somebody let me know, make sure you guys can hear me. You should be able to. I'll just keep talking. Okay, thanks, Kat. So anyway, today's a big day. I mean, there are a few things going on, right? It's very warm here, but we're going to have rain come through tonight, and probably tomorrow it'll be more chilly. Let me look. I'm kind of over the cold weather. It's been a very cold winter and very chilly spring, but that's okay. You know, it is what it's 83 right now. And tomorrow, overnight, it's going to drop down to 44. Tomorrow, it'll get up to 51. But then it'll be right back up to the 70s and 80s later again this week. It's going to be a beautiful Easter, although it might be rainy. So, oh well. Can't control the weather. That's one thing we can't control. So lots of stuff happening today. Today is the launch of Artemis 2 in about 2.5 hours. And it's going to orbit the moon or circle the moon and bounce back to Earth like a slingshot. You probably all know this already, there are 3 NASA astronauts from the US and 1 from Canada, which is always nice to see. Hey, Becky, how are you? Hey, Dave. Thanks for dropping in. I was just saying to everybody, I'm going to try to get through this quickly so we can shoot on over to Fiona's for her birthday. Now, what else is going on today? This is very important, people. Please do not forget this. Mark your calendars for next year. It is National Sourdough Bread Day in the US. This is a very high holiday here. It is definitely celebrated in my house. I honestly had no idea about this until I started looking for graphics for April Fool's Day. Oh, so let's talk about April Fool's Day and what it means to you. I've never been a big practical joker. My daughter is. My husband was. She and he would go at it on April Fool's. I wasn't much interested. I don't know. I guess it's just me. But as a kid, I was, of course. But I know that my daughter was planning on messing with her husband's coffee creamer this morning, putting salt in it. Well, you know what I did? Because he works so hard and he's out so much for work and gets home so late. I messaged him and let him know. I know I shouldn't have done that because I didn't think of this. Brock was involved, my little grandson. So he was excited to get his dad. So he said, I'm going to have to play along. I said, hey, I get it. I would be so ticked off if I was in a rush to leave for work and my coffee was ruined. I would not be a happy camper. Anyway, so I figure, hey, if he's nice enough to take me in to live with them, he deserves a little prop now and then. So I thought I'd warn him about that. But he puts up with a lot from her. She's a huge practical joker. It's so funny. Kat, happy anniversary to your son. That's wonderful. Oh, Lady Fanny, you're not big on today either. I mean, I got a little excited today. There was a joke on X that Keir Starmer had resigned, and I fell for it for a minute or two, and Lady Fanny had to tell me that's an April Fool's joke. And then earlier today, someone said that they were deleting their channel, and I got all excited, but that wasn't true either. So you know what? It is what it is. I wanted to also give some channel news. Last week or so, I got an email that I could become monetized partially. Now, there are 2 levels of monetization, and I don't think that is well known by people that don't have a channel, but there are 2 levels. The first level you can reach with 3,000 long form watch hours. That's your lives, videos, or 3 million shorts views. So I had reached the 3 million shorts views. And the first level of monetization gives you the memberships, the channel memberships, and super chats, super stickers. So I didn't get that excited. It's not going to change my life if I get monetized at this point. Maybe later it'll be some pocket change, fill a gas tank or something. But right now, it doesn't make any difference. But I did apply, and I was denied. And I want to say why I was denied. I was denied because of those early shorts with the sitcoms and all, and the movies. And I had not altered them enough with educational bits, or changed the format enough, or voiceovers and stuff. I mean, it didn't say that. Hi, Penny. Thanks for coming in. It didn't specifically say that. It just said reused content without, changing it enough. And that is perfectly fine. I suspected that all along because even though those shorts adhered to the YouTube Shorts policy being 1 minute or less, they didn't necessarily fulfill the monetization requirements. So y'all, I'm starting to say y'all because I'm going down south. I thought I should practice. I deleted over 1.5 million views in shorts. And I'm going to redo a couple of them. I don't think they'll get the same traction because at the time, the shorts I was posting, one of the actors had died, Rob Reiner. So it was kind of a wave that I rode. But I'll see. I posted a couple last night. They didn't get nearly the traction that they used to. So it's all okay. It's all good because I need to get those watch hours in long content anyway. But the second stage of monetization is like 10,000 out. No, I'm sorry. 4,000 long form watch hours instead of the 3. So you have to add 1,000 more, which isn't too bad. And then 10 million shorts views. And then that gives you the revenue from advertisers. So there's that little tidbit for all of you. If any of you are contemplating starting a channel, that's kind of how that works. So I'm going to be working towards that 3,000 long form hours. I'm at 600 some, but that's the way it should be. That's where the work comes in. The lives and the videos are work, and that's the way it should be. So I've done Fiona's birthday, National Sourdough Bread Day, Artemis 2, my channel news. We touched on April Fool's Day. And I'm going through this quickly, guys. If you're new, just coming in, I want to get over to Fiona's. I'm a mod, Zephyr's a mod, Deb's a mod, and it's her birthday. So, before I forget, I want to promote Lady Fanny is having another Friday night or Friday day live on Friday. Isn't that, it's neat how that works out, right? It's this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or 8 p.m. BST. Is that British Standard Time? I forget what that stands for, but that's what it's called since the clock's changed. And yeah, I hope to see you over there. It's I think it's like a mishmash of topics, but it's a weekend tradition that looks like we're starting, which is great. Just a time to relax and chat. So I hope you'll join us there. And that's it. So now let's get into the topic of today's live, which is forgiveness. This is, I kind of equate it to grief only because, if someone could drop Lady Fanny's link too, thank you. I only say that because when I was researching forgiveness, yes, there's research on it. I found that it correlated with stages. Apparently, there are stages of forgiveness. Who would have thunk it? I guess if you've gone into therapy or something, you would know that. I had no idea. I've never been in therapy for forgiveness per se, but I have for other subjects. And it kind of boggled my mind that it was in stages, and there's different schools of thought with their own stages. I can't get into all that, people. I just wrote down a couple things that spoke to me. We all have different things going on where we might need to forgive. And I'm going to say this right up front. I may mention Christianity in the next few minutes because that's what I know. But I researched this, and most religions, a central tenet of them is forgiveness for different reasons, of course. But in my faith, from the very beginning, when I started going to church and learning about my faith, um, I knew that if we confessed our sins to God, we'd be forgiven. But not only that, that he expected us to do the same, or he would be really mad. And I'm simplifying that, of course, but it is what is expected. And there's so many Bible verses, but this is the one I love. Um, and be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. And that's Ephesians 4:32. That's a big cornerstone of our faith. And that's basically all I'm going to say on that, because I wanted to go into it more in a more practical view. We all have our own beliefs and things that have happened to us, and some are really bad. And I think the extent of what needs to be forgiven really determines how long someone might hold on to a grudge or really bad feelings and not be able to forgive. And I have to say, I've been extremely lucky in my life. I had parents who were extremely strict. I had a dad who did some borderline stuff that at the time I didn't realize was a problem, but later on I did. And I went to therapy for it. He came with me and it was all good. But I was probably more upset with him for how he treated my mom. He loved her to bits, but he was extremely controlling. And I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but she got cancer, a very rare form of cancer in, I think it was, she was 73 when she started fighting it. She fought it for 2 years and succumbed at 75. And even during that time, he would not let up on a couple of things that would have given her so much joy. He ended up being bedridden. I could never have taken care of him, and he was in a 24-hour nursing care facility. And I ended up holding on to resentment for him for years. And it wasn't until he really started becoming a broken physically, that compassion had to enter the scene. Now, I went to visit him. I was loving, I felt love towards him. I took care, brought him stuff, took care of his needs, his toiletry, bought his clothes, kept an eye on things, met with the nursing home. I mean, I did all the stuff a daughter should do. I sold his house, got rid of all their stuff. I did my duty, but underlying that was just, you son of a gun, And I don't know if it was just a process. I think it was just a process within me. I started having to think about, what was his life like? He had an extremely bad childhood, and so did my mom. And when they got together, they wanted that all to change. They wanted things to be perfect. Hi, Manders, how are you? So they wanted to control their environment, and they kept tabs on me, and I couldn't date and this and that. And, he wanted her a certain way. And I began to realize that what he did came out of his experience. And he did his best. My mom was lovely, but a lot of times she would go along with him just for peace. And she did her best. And once that really hit home, it was so easy to say, I forgive them in my heart. And I would give my right arm to see both of them again, even if it was just an hour. I really would. I feel the same towards Mike, of course. But I know that people have gone through so much worse, and I can't imagine what the process of forgiveness must be for them. I've recently gone through some stuff online, which is why I played that song again. It's kind of like my fight song that I wrote months ago. And lately, forgiveness has been in the air. It's been all over the air in our community. And you know what? I think it's a good thing. I really do, because you don't have to forget when you forgive, okay? And you don't have to get an apology. Although in religions, I think you're supposed to confess. But in the real world, that's not always going to happen. So forgiveness can be such a tremendous gift that we give ourselves. Let me just go quickly through this guy who wrote these stages of forgiveness. His name is Stuart Rothberg. He's a teaching pastor at Sagemont Church in Houston, Texas. And the 4 stages he calls, the first one is hurt. Identify, experience, and express your feelings. Label them as specifically as you can. Think back to what gives rise to these feelings. Who did this to you? When did it occur? Where did it happen? Okay. That's called the first stage. Number 2 is going to be hard for some people to hear, but it's hate. You know, hate is an emotion, and people say, oh, I don't hate. I'm not allowed to hate. I'm taught not to hate. Yeah, we've been taught not to hate people, but we sure as heck can hate what they've done. And this guy says it's not wrong to hate. In fact, we are supposed to hate what God hates. I lied. There's another bit about religion or faith. So hate the sin, not the sinner. Okay, so hate the deed, not the doer. And make this distinction to be sure your hate is directed towards a permissible target. Okay. And it says unconfessed, okay, this persistent hatred can lead to depression. So it's not good. So if you acknowledge the hate, okay, and maybe pray about it, think about it, and then release it, and still not like the deed, that's going to be, all of this is stuff for us, okay? And then the stage 3 is called hook. Acknowledge the deceptive feeling of control. Refusing to forgive provides a feeling of power. Isn't that interesting? I have to agree with that. But this feeling is deceptive, as it is really a cover for your own sense of hurt and vulnerability. Refuse to be a victim. Cancel the debt. Move on with your life. Allow God or karma, whatever, to be the justice maker. Revenge feels good for a time, but ultimately it does not work. The pain you give can never cancel the pain you have received. The pain you give can never cancel the pain you have received. Get out of the way and let God, or I'm going to add karma, take care of it. And then the 4th and final stage is heal. Forgiveness is both an event and a process. Giving forgiveness to an offender is an event. Finding relief from your own pain is a process. It takes time. You must keep opening your hurt heart to God, and you will experience healing over time. So, completing the stages of forgiveness, Stuart Rothberg says, one day you will wake up and find yourself thinking differently about the one who hurt you. You may never like or trust this person, but the intensity of your hurt will diminish. One day you will find yourself praying for your offender. Soon you will realize you are free. Forgiveness is the road to freedom, but it makes little sense unless seen in the context, well, here we go again, of Christ's forgiveness towards you. So if you don't like the religion, I'm sorry, but it's really all I could offer, because once again, that part of my faith has been so ingrained into me, and I'm so thankful and grateful for it. And that's what this week is all about. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's what it's all about, folks. Does anybody want to come up for a couple minutes and say anything about their own experiences with forgiveness? Let me go back to the comments. I'll drop the link in case anyone does. We've got 5 minutes. It's the fastest live I ever did. Oh, gosh. Okay, let me go up and see what you guys have been saying. Cindy's in the cottage. Cute Lady Fanny. That's hysterical. Yeah, I've been watching Artemis too, Yusha. It's really cool, isn't it? Them going into the command module. Yeah, 6:30. I had heard 6:24, but I guess it's 6:30. Are you on Trigger Smart? Ooh. I've got to learn how to shoot my pew pew again. I am going to keep the one that Mike got me because it's easy to shoot with my arthritis. So you guys are kind of talking amongst yourselves. That's wonderful to see. Yeah, Lady Fanny was in the 70s yesterday. Yeah, I'm getting that today, and it's really a nice feeling. Yeah, Zephyr, it's the dark side of the moon, spooky stuff. Space movies always kind of get to me. That feeling of unknown and low 20s Celsius here. What is that? Is that good? Aussie Queen. Debs. Shame it was a joke. Oh. Yeah, Keir Starmer, you need to get out of office, dude. Okay, so Flower Garden, the best April Fool's joke I really wound up in was the new species found, the Lerper loof. You need to Google it. Okay, I'll do that after. That sounds funny. Yeah, filling the gas tank isn't good. It was 53 for me the other night. It was empty, but still. Yeah. Oh, Lady Fanny, you're so sweet. Yeah, my shorts, it'll be okay. I'm not really worried. I need to make more shorts about sourdough. Okay, Dave, so you go back an hour on back? Not forward, huh? That's odd. British summertime. Okay, thank you, Debs. We got the link for Lady Fanny. Aussie Queen, you had counseling years ago during your divorce. I think that's really good, hun. Very good. No, you don't have to forget. You've got to be smarter, and we can all learn from our experiences for sure. I'm feeling at peace with what happened online. And it actually, before this past week or so, it is what it is. I'm not going to get an apology. I'm not giving one because I didn't do anything for that kind of lash out. No, that's not going to happen. Becky, you say you forgive really easily, but I seek forgiveness more than I should. I think I agree with you, Becky. I think you do too. Yep, once bitten, twice shy. Oh, me too, Kat. I mean, we need to ask for forgiveness ourselves. I mean, we go through life, like bulls in china shops. Sometimes we're not even aware if we've hurt someone. And I do the same. At Aussie Queen, I think that's really normal, hun, to take a few years to forgive your ex-husband. I really do. To forgive, even if it's someone you detest, is self-healing, in my opinion. It doesn't mean you forget. Yep, Dave, agree. Mander says she knew a guy who went through AA. They have an amazing 12-step program. They do a lot of self-inventory. It really is, and they have to make amends. That's one of the first steps because I got a letter from my brother-in-law. He was in that program. Mike and I got it together. And unforgiveness, yeah, holding on to can make you sick inside and bitter. And you know what? To be honest, nobody wants to hear it anymore. So you need to work on it. Yep. And God is And I got to say this, if you're a Christian, if you're not, just close your ears. When God forgives, this is what blows my mind, that we cannot even hope to meet up to. When God forgives, the slate is wiped clean for us like we never did it. That is what is so amazing. Yes, you know what? Religion is hard, Manders. I agree. I am not religious. I do not practice a religion per se, but I have faith. I agree with you 100%. Weight will be lifted off your shoulders and in your heart when you accept forgiveness. Absolutely. I know, Lady Fanny, hasn't it been like 50 years, 1972, since a manned spacecraft went to the moon? Oh, it's so exciting. So exciting. I did hear the Star Spangled Banner. It was beautiful. Okay. So 60 Fahrenheit is about 20 Celsius. Thank you, Zeph. I know, we're going to see what's on the other side of the moon. More craters, darkness, no communication. Oh, that's right. Also, you guys are going into autumn. Duh. Okay. That's right. I knew that. Yep. Forgive and don't forget, because you've got to learn, I know, Kat. That's great that you became best friends. 1973 was the last mission. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to close this up so we can go be supportive to Fiona on her birthday. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to the mods. And I really appreciate all of you so much. And let's go have fun over on her channel. And we'll see you on Lady Fanny's on Friday night, I hope. 3:00 U.S. time. Let me ruin this already. 9 in England? Yes, that's right. No, 8 in England. It's only 5 hours. 3 US, 8 in England. See you then. Bye.